Hi, everybody. I'm back in Portland and I'm on quarantine, so I'm at home. And as usual, there's always stuff going on. I hear what sounds like, I'm going to date myself, but Alvin and the Chipmunks, and it's actually my grandson's Zoom class up in his bedroom. So forgive me, but that's kind of my life. Anyway, so I don't know about you. It's kind of a tough week with everything going on around us. And I saw something today that really helped. Okay. One of the things I like to do is I like to pray using the Psalms. And I saw something on a website, a prayer website that I look at, that had a beautiful image. And it said simply this: God is in control. Which reminds me of my favorite psalm. Now, I have a lot of them, but one of my favorite psalms is Psalm 62. And what Psalm 62 tells us or reminds us of is to put all of our hope and our trust in God. So let me talk a little bit from the voice of the psalmist, of the person who wrote the psalm. So Psalm 62 begins like this: In God alone is my soul at rest. My salvation comes from him. He alone is my rock, my salvation, my fortress. Never shall I falter. Now, you and I need to be reminded of this because I don't know about you, I falter all the time. So the psalmist goes on, and I think what the psalmist tells us is a good reminder because it's more of a question to God about things that happen in our life. How long will you attack one man to break him down as though he were a tottering wall or a tumbling fence? Their plan is only to bring down. They take pleasure in lies. Their mouth they utter a blessing, but in their heart they curse. So I don't know about you, but all of us have those moments in our life where it feels like nothing goes the way it should. And we see enough evidence in the world around us that, left to our own devices, things don't always go as we would hope. So the psalmist brings us back to where we began. In God alone be at rest, my soul, for my hope is from him. He alone is my rock, my salvation, my fortress. Never shall I falter. Again, reminding us that with God, we can do anything. We know that. So he goes on and strengthens the portion of the prayer that reminds us what God is promising. In God is my salvation and glory, my rock of strength. In God is my refuge. Trust him at all times, O people. Pour out your hearts before him, for God is our refuge. Now the psalmist continues with a reminder for you and me of the truth of our frailty as human beings. He says, the sons of men are a breath, an illusion. The sons of men, placed in the scales, they rise and then they all weigh less than a breath. What an image! Putting on a set of scales, you and I are almost nothing. The psalmist continues, Do not put your trust in oppression, nor vain hopes on plunder. Even if riches increase, set not your heart on them. For God has said only one thing. Only two have I heard, that to God alone belongs power, and to you, Lord, merciful love, and that you repay for each man according to his deeds. So on this Friday, going into a weekend, may this reminder help us to remember that no matter what happens around us, that God is in control, that God has us exactly where we need to be, that He not only protects us, guides us, is there to lead us in any and every way that we need, and that if we trust in that and remind ourselves of that, no matter what happens around us, we have the assurance that God has a plan that is so much bigger than what is going on in our world today. And it might not seem like that's possible, but I got to tell you, I am firmly, and uh, I, I'm not saying this well, I'm a firm believer that that's the truth. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. And if my COVID test comes back, or when it comes back, um, I'll see you again at Holy Trinity. God bless you, my friends.